Alright, looks like things are going the way they're supposed to be going. We're cutting it pretty close again. I'm actually still even eating breakfast here. So it's almost 2 o'clock. You know, that mid-shift breakfast. Anyway, we are going to throw down our food here, and then we're going to get into a ranked game here in a couple of minutes. We're going to have ourselves a good time. Alrighty then. Breakfast finished. And we are pretty much right on time here. Let's do up some of our refining. Because that's super important. And it's just about that time for the battlegrounds. Get rid of these artifacts, get rid of whatever this is, go into my inventory, say, okay, glad we have all these things. And then we go to the battlegrounds, we get a ranked, and we hit that register button, baby. Getting in it. We are currently ranked 22. We are currently ranked the second tank behind Left Triggered, who basically hasn't played any games. So I don't even count that fool. Actually, that's not true. They've only won. So you at least got to count them a little bit, I guess. But still. Let's see how long it takes to get into a game here. Hey, there it is. Just barely over a minute. I'm fine with waiting a minute. Not so fine with waiting an hour like yesterday. Jeez. Really? It literally just started and you can't hit the button? ADHD ass motherfuckers, dude. Queue up for the battlegrounds and then just go doing other shit. Nanimo. who we got on the other team here. I still don't know all the high... Ooh, Fat Ginger Thug. He's one of the higher ranking ones, like right around me. But I don't see a ton. This might be an interesting game. Might be an interesting game. My goal, as always, is to try and hit that rank 1. We did just barely get... Oh, no, we're just barely under 6.5k on our main build. This is our new build, specifically for... specifically for the battlegrounds. But you know what I actually need to do? Is I actually... Well, we're going to have to do a bunch of extra stuff to get that where I want. Yeah, okay, never mind. We'll do this maybe after this fight. I want to change that to shield with piercing strike. Because I want... I want to be able to break more boxes that way. And I don't need that collision skill at all. It's basically useless to me, so... But yeah, here we go. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Charge! I don't understand how there are people who aren't just like sitting at the edge of that screen at the start of every one of those matches. There are always just people who are just like chilling. And I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Come on now. Give me my freaking... Oh, I need my speed cap buff, dude. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. I need that speed cap buff. I want to cap fast. Please. Who do you think you are attacking me? You ain't doing no damage. You ain't doing no damage. Hey, we got that speed cap buff. That took a while. That was kind of gross, but let's go see if we can't get this mid here. Boop. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Everybody collapsed. That was awful. There are way more strong people than there used to be. What are you doing, bud? Look at this. Stop fighting right here, you fucking clowns. Get out. Absolute trash, dude. So dumb. There's like 3 people holding my entire team hostage in our fucking spawn. Because they're obsessed with trying to kill whoever happens to be right in front of them. It is the most frustrating thing I have ever seen in my entire life. You're not getting anything from doing that. You're not getting points. You're not getting objectives. You're going nowhere. And every second that they keep you standing there fighting is another second that they're gaining more points than you. And I can't get my speed cap buff, so this is fun. There we go. Okay, couldn't cast my skills. That was cool. Look at this. Everybody is in the backfield on my team. What a bunch of absolute trash. Why do we have fucking 5 AFKs? This is ranked, dude. If you're not going to try, go to normals. It's fine. You don't have to be interested in tryharding. That's totally fine. But don't come into the ranked mode and then just give up and ruin people's experience with the tryhard mode. There are 2 modes. There's a tryhard mode and an I don't really care mode. If you don't really care, you go to the I don't really care mode. Absolute garbage, dude. We absolutely have the ability to win this. Just everybody is fighting in that backfield right now. Look at that. Look at how many of our people are just chilling in the backfield. There's people standing over here next to this other objective, not picking it up. Like, what is this team, dude? I don't even understand what's going on. What an absolute travesty. What an absolute travesty. We totally could have won that game. I was able on more than one occasion to go get plenty of caps on there. But we had no presence on the field because our whole team was just chilling in the backfield, trying to fight one person. I just don't even understand. It almost feels intentional at that point, you know, like a win trade. We had so many people just sitting in the freaking spawn, not even coming out. I don't even know. That stuff hurts because you're losing rank and you're losing a match without any opportunity to overcome, right? Like I just want to be able to play the match and know that we tried our hardest and that the outcome was the best possible outcome it could have been, right? Because we tried hard, and we wanted to try and get to win, and we didn't. And that's, that's okay. I would be sad. And I would be frustrated that I wasn't able to do better. But it really sucks to lose a match when I feel like I really couldn't have done any better, right? Like I was out there trying. I would have gotten a better score if I'd had support, if there'd have been other people out there. But I don't think I was doing a bad job. But I mean, whatever. You can't stop people from giving up, right? If they're gonna give up, they're gonna give up. I think I want to do a series of videos, and maybe y'all can help me out if any of y'all are also playing and trying in the ranked battlegrounds. But I want to put out a series of videos about the different roles in the ranked battlegrounds, because I think this is a very unique PvP system in Throne and Liberty, because it's basically the only PvP in the game where the only objective isn't just to kill the other team. And because there are other objectives, there are a lot of different roles that need to get put in. And because of the way the objectives are set up, right? The fact that you have to channel on the points really creates a lot of unique roles within the format. And so I want to put out a series of videos on what some of the roles are, how you might build some of those roles, things like, offensive tank capper, defensive tank denial, defensive DPS denial, offensive DPS kills, your healer, I think is just a pretty standard. I don't know if there's really... I don't ever play healers, so I can't really think of what you might do differently as a healer. Healer's always kind of just a very your team focused thing. So as healthy as you can keep your team, that's kind of where your goal is at. But definitely, especially for tanks, I think there's a lot of roles. And I think there's a lot of ability to combine those roles. So I think that the ranked battlegrounds is actually kind of an equalizer in a lot of ways for higher and lower CP players. Because I think that there are lots of different things that you can focus your build on. And then I think if you're low CP, you can do any one of those things at a pretty high tier. And then if you're really high CP, then you can kind of do any two of those things. So, for example, and this goes best for tanks, I think, is, you have an offensive capper and a defensive denier, right? Somebody who's collisioning people off of points and stuff like that. And if you're low CP, I think you can absolutely get enough collision chance, or just generally enough CC chance and enough tankiness to deny people anytime you want. And I also think that if you're low CP, you can do like I do. I play offensive capper, and I run really tanky. I've got some good CC resist. It's not necessarily quite enough, but I think it's good. And so I can do sort of one of those two things, right? I could switch between either of those two things. But if I was higher CP, if I was up in the 8K, I might be able to do both of those things. And then I'd have an even greater impact on the game because I'd be able to just run through and knock people off while they're trying to cap things, and then go cap something and then go knock some people off of that. And hold down a whole point all by myself, just knocking people off and holding it, recapping it when it needs to be recapped, stuff like that. But I absolutely think that there are, that it's a great equalizer because of that. Because, I'm doing so well at such low CP. And I think that the same thing could be true for DPSs too, right? If you're a DPS, then you have sort of two roles. You have killing people and you have denying people the ability to get on points, right? With hard CC, you've got stuns, you've got, collisions, you've got seductions, you've got sleeps, you've got all these different things that you could have based on what DPS you are. And so focusing up on some of that CC chance a little bit, I think would give you a lot more impact on the game. And then even if you're not necessarily killing at the same rate of some of the absolute monsters that exist, you could still have a really high impact. And then as you level up your CP, you focus more and more and more on upping that DPS. And then you start killing more and more and more and more. There's also with the DPSs, you have offensive killers, you have defensive deniers. You also have both offensive and defensive tank busters. So an offensive tank buster would be somebody who goes with your capper, who's going to go kill the denier, right? So if they've got a denial tank on one of the points, an offensive tank buster could be really valuable there, so that you could go pop the denial tank so that your cap tank can cap a point. You've got defensive tank busters who are going to do sort of the inverse, right? They'll go with your denial tanks, and they'll go to pop tanks that are coming to cap points. Because it is really all about the points. And that's where you can have the capture points. And that's where you can have the biggest impact in this particular mode, because taking points and keeping points are how you sway the whole game, right? It doesn't even matter what your score is. If you help take a point or if you help keep a point, then every other point that your team gets, oh no, the number one healer is on the other team. That sucks. But anyway, if you help take a point or you help keep a point, then any other points that your entire team is getting are now multiplied, right? So you're having a huge impact, not just with your score. That Ginger Thug is on my team this time. Well, here's hoping we get a win. But there's just so much. There are so many cool build ideas, and there's so much niche. There's so many niche roles that you can play inside of the battlegrounds that I think it's really, really good for sort of the lower CP players to be able to get in there and identify, this is the thing I want to do, and then focus really hard on that, right? Go in and do that thing and do it really well. And don't let these really high CP DPSs that just run around the map with no idea what the objectives are, just slaughtering people and acting like that makes them good at the game. They lose. And we saw this a lot yesterday with a lot of the really high ranked DPSs who would end up on my other team or on the other team from me. They're not ever after the points in a lot of cases. Even the really, really high ranked ones don't ever really focus on the actual objectives, because they're counting on oppressive kill rates to try and keep things going. And it's because they're from, the higher end PvP guilds and stuff like that. And so all of their PvP up to this point has just been about killing people. That person took the speed cap and then ran to the middle to go PvP. You got the speed cap, go fudge and capture shit, dude. I hate you. So don't let that get you down, and don't let that distract you from the best way that you can impact your team, because the best way you can impact your team is to be objective oriented. The other team never got their ×3. Either my team is over there denying them, which it looks like they are. They're actually capping it right now. So I'm going to go try and cap midpoint here, because we're just letting it sit open. Okay. Um, but yeah, so if you do an objective focused thing, right? If you go in there and your goal is, okay, I'm going to... Ooh. Somebody puts a whammy down there. If you're saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead and deny people captures on my side, then deny people captures on your side. That's a great path to take. That's super useful. And you don't need... Don't slow cap shit. Thank you. Y'all have fun fighting that dude. I'm out. But yeah, just don't get obsessed with the killing, because the killing is only half, not even half, of the game. Right? Getting and maintaining these points is drastically more important than getting a bunch of kills. You can be responsible for a huge percentage of your team's points, even if those points don't go to your score, right? Even if those points technically go to your teammates' scores. Still worth it to get them. Every single time somebody kills somebody right now, they're getting a times 12 multiplier to their score value. And that's just massive. You can't... I mean, that's, instead of 50 points, that's 600 points in a kill. That's crazy. A 12x multiplier. You just can't do better than that. Looks like they're trying to take some points here. So let's go ahead and get over. We're going to start back on our side again. Nice. Okay, we're not starting back on our side. Got a lot of people fighting in our backfield again. This happens way too often. Get out of the backfield, dude. Stop it. Stop it. You're not doing anybody any good here. And stop trying to push in ranked battles for the most part. I think it's actually a pretty bad idea to try and push the enemy team into their spawn. The reason I feel that way is, for the most part, I think the people who play ranked, there's at least a large enough percentage of them who know what's going on, that they'll just go past you and go start capping things. And that's kind of what happened to us here, is we took their ×2 in their base. And are you going to try and cap that with no speed cap? Yeah, you are. When you could have just come down here and picked up a speed cap. Picked up 3 speed caps. Got it, though. Budgin got it. How are we... Oh, God. I don't even know what's going on right now, y'all. Don't even know what's going on right now. Stop fighting back here. Especially stop trying to help win fights we're already winning. Alright, we get the speed cap buff. We don't have any relentless steals or anything like that, which is going to make life a little harder for us, but... I feel like the only cap tank on my whole team right now. Didn't quite make it. I could have probably stopped trying to cap, spent a little more time trying to keep myself healthy, but I mean, at this point, I've almost given up because I just don't feel like anybody on my team is supporting trying to capture points at all right now. It's crazy how alone I feel. And it's the most important part of the format, right? You can't ignore the point, and everybody on my team is in mid right now. Nobody's on any secondary points. Nobody's on anything. I see you. You know that, right? But yeah, look at this. Nobody's over here. Well, they left. That's cool. We're going to go try and capture. Oh, they were trying to stop me from capturing. I didn't realize they had actually gotten this point. I'm an idiot. Guess we better get it back. We totally, again, had the ability to win this match. But you have to have more people that are objective focused. It can't just be one nerd. The whole team's got to care about the objectives. Damn near captured everything just now. 2, 3, and 4. Boom, boom, boom. They just grabbed 4 back. So we're going to go get it again. Didn't get my shield up. Really hope nobody comes to kill me. Hey, we're good. Bummer. 9 captures, though. 7,500 points. Rank 1 on my team. And a massive loss. More points than this dude with 29 kills. Look at this. 29 kills. Totally useless because you weren't getting those kills on capture points, right? You weren't helping people capture anything. You were going to the big ball and finding the most targets you could attack and then just trying to kill people. And you got 29 kills, and everybody up here, except for this one person who got 32, had fewer kills than you and way more points. This person had 25 kills and almost double this person's points. And that's because killing people doesn't matter if you don't have objectives. Play the gosh darn objectives. Those people have swings on points that are so massive. Yesterday it happened. I was playing with Kaito and against Kaito, who was the number one person, still is. Raito, not Kaito. But I was playing with and against this person. In some games, they would end up with huge scores. And then other games, they would end up like 18th. So they'd bounce from like 1st to 18th. And it wasn't because they were necessarily having bad games. It wasn't because they were necessarily not getting the same number of kills. It was entirely because their kill values, when you have multipliers like that, right? If you get 20 kills with a 1x multiplier, say a kill is worth 1 point, and you get 20 kills with a 1x multiplier, you get 20 points. But you can get up to a 14x multiplier. So imagine instead you get 20 kills with an 8x multiplier. That's 160 points. It's 8 times the point, from 20 to 160. It's freaking crazy the amount of value you get out of those multipliers. If you're not fighting for the multiplier, if 100% of your effort isn't going into making sure that your multiplier is higher than the other team, everything else happens incidentally, right? You're going from multiplier to multiplier, from capture point to capture point. You see some boxes, you break some boxes, and you get some buffs, right? That's incidental. You're going from capture point to capture point, and there's enemy people on these capture points, and you have to kill them in order to get the capture point. Those kills are incidental, right? They're not the objective. Killing the enemy team is not the objective in the battlegrounds. Getting the capture points and holding the capture points is the objective. And if you have more multipliers than the enemy team, then holding the capture points you have is a good idea. If you have less multipliers than the other team, then you have to be going out and seeking new capture points to capture, because you can't increase your multiplier by protecting what you have. You can only increase your multiplier by going out and capturing new points. And so either you protect when you're ahead and you attack when you're behind. And if you're not doing that 100% of the time, you're losing, period. The moment you go down on multiplier, the moment you have less multiplier than the other team, if you are not looking for the weakest possible objective to get and then moving towards that objective, you're wrong. And yeah, so what people will say is, well, I stay in the middle, right? And that's where the flip-flop happens, because that's a times 4 multiplier. So if they get it, I am technically attacking a multiplier trying to get it back. But that's the wrong way to look at it. You're attacking the most difficult multiplier to try and get it back, right? That's where the ball's at. That's where everybody's at. So you got to look, do they own their times 3? Do they own their times 2? Do they own my times 2? Do they own my times 3? Because if the multipliers have just switched and I now have a lower multiplier, but they also have my times 3 multiplier, then staying in the middle and trying to fight over that is way more difficult than doing a quick rotate back to my times 3, obliterating maybe the one tank that's there, or the 2 or 3 people that went with that tank, and then capping that and taking that back over. And so you have to have some game sense. You have to be looking. You have to be watching. You can't just, it's the tank's job to cap things, and it's my job to sit here in the center blowing everybody up. It's the tank's job to do the actual channeling. right? Because we've got the ability to not die while we channel. Because I can throw off all of my defensive skills beforehand, and then I can just go be tanky for 5 seconds while I get that cap. And that's my job, right? And I'm pretty fucking good at it. But your job is not to get kills. Your job is to go make sure that there are less people standing there beating me than there are people on my team beating them. And you should be able to get easier kills that way, right? Because they're focused on trying to stop me from capturing the point. So they're attacking me, they're CCing me, right? They're dropping all kinds of skills on me, trying to stop me from getting the point. So all of those kills should be much easier for you because they're not focused on you. They're focused on me. I like it that way. I like getting punched in the face, man. It makes me happy. Makes me real, real happy. Whoops. Well, I guess we can make a leather. It's fine. And I don't really have any notes for healers, right? The same thing is kind of true for healers, though. You got to go. I mean, that's not true. When you're a healer, you just kind of got to go where all of your DPSs are. And it's fairly difficult. I'm sure being a healer in battlegrounds is probably the most frustrating thing in the world because you've got people on your team just all over the place. And I'm sure it's difficult to get any good AoE heals going on or, really have an impact. So that kind of sucks. And I feel for those people. I really do. Because that's booty cheeks. Probably the only thing that you can really do about that is try to learn to heal people who aren't in your team with targeted heals. I imagine that's probably what the rank 1 healer person does. If we go over here, we look at battlegrounds, we look at rankings. I can't believe I'm ranked 69, giggity. But I'm sure that this pan person, right, they're getting massive percentages of their team's points and heals. And I'm almost certain that that's because they're using single target heals. And they're just picking people out of the crowd in the big fights and just throwing heals on them. And that's important. So, yeah, I really don't know. I have no notes for healers because I don't know what they would need to do. I am not. Healer is like the thing I don't interact with, right? Because I've got orb, I've got lots of heals for myself. I'm mostly running around by myself, not really interacting with other teammates. Primarily, I interact with other enemy team players, and so their healers don't really affect me because it's not like they can heal me off the point. So, I interact with the enemy DPSs, I interact with the enemy tanks. I am a tank. I interact with some of my DPSs sometimes, but I have very little interaction with the healers, so I have very little understanding of what it is they're accomplishing in the battlegrounds. I'm sure they're very, very important. Kills are very important to gaining points. If your team has a high multiplier, and they're getting kills, then they're gaining a lot of points. So any healer that's stopping your team from getting kills is effectively stopping you from gaining points. But I just don't know where the most effective way to do that is, right? I don't know what the most effective way to do that is. I don't know necessarily the mechanics of healing very well in this game. I'm just not that person. I would imagine, though, that the healers probably have the hardest job in the battleground, though, because it's not clear what they should be doing at any given time. It's really, really clear for the tanks and the DPS, right? It's attack the point to try and capture it, or defend the point to try and keep it. And there are almost no other actions that you should be committing. What the hell happened? Did I miss it again? I swear I didn't see it. Mother. I hate this game. I fudgin' hate this game. That makes me not want to play. The fact that we have to go through all this effort of hitting that accept button, like I queued up, and there's minutes and minutes and minutes of waiting for the game to start. So all of these extra "Are you ready?" button presses and pop-up windows and all of that garbage just serves to make it more difficult to get into a freaking match. If I didn't have to hit that ready button and I knew that it was just going to teleport me into the match when it started, then I would have much more ability just to go run around doing other things, right? So I could be in the game. But because I have to stay here and wait for the accept button so I can press the stupid button, now my best course of action to not just be sitting here with my thumb in my butt is to like alt tab out of my game and go scroll Reddit or TikTok or whatever. And that's what a lot of people do. And that's why it's so hard to get those games in. So make a better tone that lets you know that the game has started, right? The audio for even that pop-up is bad. But take me into the match and give me a voice, right? Like your match has started in my ear that tells me really fucking loud. Your match has started, right? Make it a totally controllable, right? You've got a settings mode. But this weird, not everything needs to be a visual cue, right? People are doing things on other monitors. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on in the background of people playing video games, especially MMO games. Because MMO games are like a lot of action and then a lot of downtime, and then a lot of action and then a lot of downtime. So just give me some fucking audio indicators of what's going on. 'Cause I was literally sitting here watching, waiting, and I missed it, which is insane. Now I've got 30 minutes of just picking my butthole. And it's so frustrating. Need to find somewhere to buy some bait, too. Does the Sundries merchant sell bait? The Sundries merchant does not sell bait. That's strange. Is there nowhere where I can just buy regular ass bait? Are we serious? Do I have to use 20 of these to get bait? Can I cook bait? Is there... Jesus. I don't think I can cook bait. I feel like it would be the cheapest thing right up here. I know there are some fish that I can dissolve to make bait, but apparently it's not all fish. And so I've dissolved all of my bait fish. Now I can't get any bait. I don't know why it's not all fish that can be turned into bait. I don't understand. This game makes no sense, but that's okay. Pretty sure the game is just trying to upset me. That doesn't seem like a nice thing for it to be doing. Okay, well... I only have 25 baits, and I apparently have no way to get any more. Going to rage now. Let's go into here and see exactly how long I have to wait. 18 more minutes. So 22:40, I can finally go back in and do some more battlegrounds. I'm pretty sure that the fish over here will be able to be turned into bait. The blue fish, the green fish. That moray eel I don't think can be. but the banded breadfish or whatever it can be. And then I forget which bluefish I get over here, but I'm pretty sure I can turn it into bait too. So hopefully I'll get more of those than I use up baits. Because I think I get 2 out of the greens and 3 out of the blues. Yeah, the amberjacks. There you go. I think the amberjacks can be turned into baits. But if I get more of the greens and blues than I use up in baits, then maybe I can, like, slowly increase my bait amounts. Yeah, those banded butterfly fish. Those can be baitified for sure. I think the amberjacks can be baitified. Let's go find out. Dissolve. There's my banded fish. Nope. The amberjacks cannot be baitified. Where's my amberjacks? Ah, there they are. Okay, so it's just the banded butterfly fish. So far, we're actually down on baits. We've only got 2. We've used up 4. So this is going very poorly, in fact. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Really? I'm really enjoying this game, but it's really starting to fucking frustrate me. I need to come up with a way to have an even greater impact on my ranked games. I need... Well, and so I think I have a way to become an even greater impact on my ranked games, right? And that is that I need to be able to both attack and defend my points. And right now, I can't do that, right? I don't have the collision to really be able to stop people from getting points. And it really is just a question of CP at this point. So, I don't know. Or, maybe I just need to get even tankier. I do die from time to time. And every time I die, I've got to go through the effort of getting my speed cap buff back, and all of that. And so maybe a little more focus on tankiness with my remaining CP will be enough to make that not happen, and then I can get more caps, and that will have a greater impact on the game. But the real problem, I think, is that I can't get people to do the smart thing. It's starting to get really frustrating to watch people actively sabotage the team because they don't know what they're doing. Especially when the strategy is just not that complex. I don't know. Whoops. Thankfully, so this game has one thing that a lot of other games don't. In a lot of other games, as soon as you throw your fishing line out, the bait gets consumed. But in this game, the bait doesn't get consumed until the fish actually takes the line. So if you throw your line out and then bring it back, you actually don't lose a bait, which is like unheard of in fishing systems in video games. It is fudging crazy. I honestly can't believe it sometimes. If you are looking for a high active guild, but also keep it semi, Join vial. What in the holy crap did I just read? Well, we lost 7 fishing bait in that little experiment. We went from 25 to now we only have 18. Ain't that sad? It's pretty sad to me. Pretty freaking sad. We got 6 more minutes before we can join back into another battleground here. Because of the not paying 100% attention punishment. I wish there was like an auto accept. Like a... I know for a fact that I'm gonna be sitting at my computer. Pretty please, just auto accept the fucking thing for me button. Because I'll be here. I just might be looking at my other screen at the time or something. Or, you know, an alarm that I could turn on that was like in my face about it. Because I gotta tell you, sitting around for a half hour, not being able to join because I hit accept the first 3 times and then didn't hit accept the 4th time is starting to piss me off. Like a lot. Just let me play. That's all I want. I just want to play. You get a line and I'll get a pole, matey. You get a line and I'll get a pole, friend. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll all go down to the fishing hole. Or, so they've already done this thing where if you join a match or if you try and join a match, it can possibly trigger for 18 versus 18. And then during the 2-minute wait time or whatever before the match starts, they try to find another 6 people for each team to make it 24 versus 24. But what if we do that, right? Like I hit accept and 48 or 47 out of 48 people hit accept and one person doesn't. Load them into the game anyway. And then look for that one person for that minute and a half. You're telling me you don't have, you're not confident? You don't have confidence in the fact that one person will join in that minute and a half to fill up? Heck, I'll play 23 versus 24, even in ranked. I'll play 23 versus 24. To not have to hit that button fucking 6 times every single time I'm trying to load into a match. Because it's always one person, right? One person isn't quite paying attention. And then everybody's got to sit there to wait for another match to start. Surely the assumption can be made that one person will join in that minute and a half time. It's like standing watch in the Navy. It's really hard to stay focused. So a lot of the movies and stuff you've seen are fairly accurate with what it's like to stand watch in the Combat Information Center in a Navy ship, because you're literally just sitting there staring at a radar screen waiting for blips to appear. And so you have to be focused, right? You'll be sitting a 6 to 8 hour watch, and you have to be focused that whole time, staring at that radar screen, literally doing nothing else, right? There's no nothing. And so you're looking for anything, and then you're contacting other stations and stuff like that that are watching other radars that have other operational parameters, and so they see things slightly differently. So every time you see any sort of slight distortion or anything like that, you've got people who are standing topside, who are actively like watching all the same directions as all of your radars, and so you've got to contact them. But most of the time, you're just staring at a blank screen, waiting for anything about that screen to change. And so it's very much the same as this, right? When I'm waiting for my battlegrounds to pop, I'm just staring at my mostly static screen, waiting for that little thing to appear on the side over there. And it fatigues your focus. It fatigues your focus really quickly. When you're doing it in the military, there's an underlying anxiety that goes with it that keeps you focused. But there's no real underlying anxiety here, right? It's just a video game. There's no stakes, really. And so you just kind of lose focus quickly. And the more times you don't get the payoff for having the focus, the more fatigued your focus gets, right? So I stay focused and I get into a game and I hit accept, but then I don't get into the game. So there's no payoff there, right? And then I stay focused and another thing pops and I hit accept, but then I don't get into a game, and that fatigues my focus. And so you're just constantly getting this negative feedback to paying attention. It's really obnoxious. There's got to be a better way. And it's got to be a better way than punishing me for my focus slipping. Right? If you were punishing me for my focus slipping on the first one, then I could get that. But when I've hit the button and been ready 5 times in a row, and then on the 6th time, I'm not ready, or I didn't see it immediately refresh, so I didn't click the button, or, whatever stupid crap happens, when that is the reason that I've got to take a 30-minute timeout, like that feels like shit. That's trash. I'm just trying to play the game. I wasn't the one holding up the show, And it just makes you feel bad. We got to level 7 on the cloth. That's nice. We're getting closer and closer. We're level 7 cloth. We're level 7 carpenter. We're level 7 forging. We'll be level 7 here. Oh, no, sorry. We're level 7 glass. We'll be level 7 cloth soon. We're going to hit 8 on the iron first. And as soon as we hit 8 on the iron, we'll be able to start crafting blue stuff. I'm not going to craft, because I'm already high enough in my furniture crafting to craft some of this blue stuff. I'm not going to craft any more green stuff until I can start making the blues. And then we'll start working towards that. But I guess I'm going to have to figure out something. I'm going to have to go, like, actually do some of my daily contracts so that I can get some coins to buy some bait, I guess, because I'm all out of bait.
Want to check out the fresh ingredients that just came in today?
I guess that's gonna have to be the thing. And I could get a little more bait, but oh shit. I can actually register again. Alright. Or move this indicator thing. Right, we've got this indicator and it pops over here and it's pretty big. Put it right in the middle of my freaking screen or something. Just cover up my character. Don't even let me do anything else when the thing pops. This shit's getting old. I can't believe I'm ranked 60 freaking 7. Or 69 or whatever I am. I'm all the way back down to 1047. That's freaking ass, dude. I'm so frustrated with my games today. What have I played? 2 or 3? 2? Lost 22 points. If I won 3, I'd only gain back 21. So I'm not even going to get... I got to win 3 games to get back to where I was at. Yeah, one person missed the queue. Just start the game. And then find that one person. That's fine. We got Pan Pan on our team. That's the #1 healer. We got Nanimo. We got Stepbro. They're not really high in the rankings, but for a while, Stepbro was the person with the Eclipse, so they definitely had lots of kills. I don't really see... I don't really see any names I know on the other side over there. I know the name Ruckus, but not from the leaderboard, just because I've seen the name before. Oh shit, is Pan Pan in my team? Hey, there it is. Freaking nice. You missed one, dude. Alright, let's go see what happens out here. I have the speed cap, dude. I had to leave so I could try and heal. Clown. Ah. Totally stun locked. Fucking awesome. It's really fun to watch nobody on my team go to the side lane. It's a big wow. If I'm being honest, it's a big wow. Of all the things that I want my team to do, not going to the side lane is definitely number one. I mean, great. You're holding mid. You've been holding mid for a really long time. And that's awesome. Kudos. But there's just 4 other capture points on the map. 4 other capture points on the map. Are we seriously having this much trouble trying to get back our times too? Is there just like an Uber tank up here just fucking everybody up? Or are we just going past it because we're dumb? We're just going past it because we're dumb. Got it. That's awful. All right, we have more multipliers. So we're getting points. Because while we get points, what else do we get? We get relentless steel buffs that make us tankier. We lost the middle. At the middle back. Losing our side. Okay, we're going to go take their side. This is dumb. So is their whole fucking team up here? What is even going on in my life right now? Okay. Don't care. Please stop attacking that person. Also, why am I breaking out my orb? How do I switch my weapons? I don't even know what the weapon swap button is. How did I accidentally swap? That's so obnoxious. Is it X? Is it Z? Nope. B? Nope. Okay, well, fuck that. Now I've magically got my sword back out? Nope. Oh, we're still using an orb. Oh, that's why I'm dying so fast. I've got my orb out instead of my sword and shield. I'm not blocking anything. That's obnoxious. Guess I better figure out the button. Settings, shortcut. Quick slot, quick slot, quick slot, quick slot, quick slot, quick slot. Character, change control mode, lock on, move forward, jump, basic attack, defense skill, select next target. Swap weapon is Y. There we go. I sit, I wonder why, why. Hey, we got it. Good job. See, I can hop like an idiot too, jackass. This person's smart though. Bringing a secondary CC like a sleep is very intelligent.
This is no ordinary plot. It is something truly unique. Something that brings dignity to any space.
Everybody just focused on kills again, not focused on kills in the right spots. Those people that were sitting up on our ×3 multiplier were up there the whole game. Not one time did anybody rotate from mid to go try and kill them. In the entire game. They just sat in mid, face rolling each other. And we had some people with some huge kill counts. They were doing tons of damage. I mean, really could have made a difference if they'd have just done any of that damage in an even remotely useful place. I'm so frustrated right now. You can't just A-ram it. Yoink. That's the other thing that people need to start focusing on is I know it's hard because they're tanky as balls, but you gotta kill the tanks. You gotta kill the enemy team's tanks because they are the ones who prevent and who do almost all of the capping. And if you just let them sit there alive, then they just get in the way. Just have to kill them. And we come get it right back. Ooh, this person's pretty strong. Ooh, this person had friends. It's always fun when the enemy team figures it out before your team. Starts doing the rotating thing. Gotta rotate. Can't just stay on the big middle fight the entire game. That's how you lose. There's somebody on my name named Chicken, or on my team named Chicken Butt. Please get the speed cap buff. You're gonna get knocked off. I know that it feels like you're not doing anything if you're just running around breaking boxes, looking for the speed cap. We lost mid. Let's go get it. But if you don't have the speed cap, like you're capping middle right now as a not tank with the slow cap. There's no way that works. 99 times out of 100, you get popped off. I'm not sure why that tank dude didn't try and knock me off just now. That person's not a tank. They're easy to knock off. Jesus, dude. The fact that this fight is this close is a travesty. Oh, could I get one of those? Just one of them, dude. Do you need two in a row while I'm standing right fucking there? Oh, man. How are we losing? I don't even almost understand what's going on. We have definitely had the multiplier advantage most of this game. And we're slow capping. Okay, somebody on our team is on that. You just can't see them, I guess. Well, I think right now is probably time to stay here and do that. Okay, team's here. We'll probably hold on to that for a little while. Oh, looks like somebody already got theirs. Good job. Looks like somebody's trying to get ours. Let's go get that back right now. We still have 1 minute of the speed cap buff. Good deal. Got it back. Nope. And they took it immediately right back from us. Okay. This person hurts. Made it, though. Hey, we got a win. Holy freaking criminy, dude. That was rough. Look at that, though. 41 kills, 21 kills. 11.2k, 10.2k. Double the kills almost. Only 1,000 more points. This is what happens when all you care about is killing people in the moment. You get hosed by people with way less kills than you. Look at this. 24 kills, 18 kills. Almost 2k more points. 15 kills and 120 boxes broken. 2K more points. You can't just be obsessed with killing people, or you lose the game.
This is no ordinary product. It is something truly unique, something that brings dignity to any space.
All right. Hey, we got back into the top 100. Holy crap. I cannot believe that lose streak we took earlier. That was so rough, dude. What was it, like 4 games in a row? 3 games in a row? Can I please see my fucking current record? Why is this broken? Oh my god. Yeah, 3 losses in a row. Gross, dude. Gross. Auction house is probably here to tell me, oh, it's sold. Both of these sold. Nice. Thought it was going to tell me that they were timed out. That feels real good.
A good weapon is worth 10 amateurs. This is no ordinary product. It is something truly unique, something that brings dignity to any space. Want to check out the fresh
Rainy
ingredients
days
that
like
just came in
this
today?
call for hot and hearty comfort food.
That person looked so crazy. Their outfit was wild, dude. What the heck?
This is no ordinary product. It is something truly unique. A good weapon is worth 10.
What the heck just happened to my life? Please, everybody, press the button. Just one more person to press the button. Press it. Yeah. Yes. Renton. I like to see this right here. No guild. Just in here for the BGs. Hell yeah. I don't see any names that I recognize. Of course, I haven't really looked super closely. I just kind of skimmed it. But we're on the red team this time. That makes us the bad guys, right? Red versus blue. Y'all ever watch that shit? That shit's hilarious. Actually, I should go back and rewatch that shit. That stuff was hilarious. Now, 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 ba-na-na-na-na, now, now, now. Where we yo sup bothering? Do do do. Doodle doodle doo doo. Do do do. Doodle doodle doo doo. Yeah, got my speed cap. I wish that I could cap like the cool kids. La la la. I've got speed caps. And you don't. I've got speed caps. And you don't. La la la. Speed caps. And I am invincible. Invincible speed capper. La la. I bet you I get this cap by the time they get the one over at 4. Because I have speed caps. And they don't. And then I go back for more speed caps. Speed caps. I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna get this. Haha. Ooh, I'm not gonna die. Oh shit, did I just survive? Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. Speed cap. Knife wrench. For kids. Oh, I didn't get it. Well, this game's over. I wish that I could be like the cool kids. Because if we can't hold anything down, we're done for. Oh my god, I can't believe I wasn't actually capping. So dumb. I also don't have speed caps anymore. Guess I better go re-up. Nope. 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 Please. Not a fucking shot, dude. Get out of here with that. Capped again. Everybody's so obsessed with killing each other, they didn't even see me cap that. I don't even know if I actually needed to use any of my skills to get that cap off. What's this fucking nerd? Oh no, that's not who I thought it was. There are two of them though. Oh, it is Mars. Yeah, that is who I thought it was. Yeah, we can't even hold mid for half a fucking second here. Yeah, I can't help with that. Y'all got to do something about that. That's not my domain. Is their whole team just tanks? This is ridiculous. Most of my team is over there fighting. I don't get it. Oh, now most of my team is at our spawn point fighting. That's fun too. That was pretty entertaining. They chased me around for a minute there. What a goofy match. What a joke, dude. What an absolute joke. "34 kills. Less points than 8 kills. I can't stress enough. Killing people does you no good if you don't own any of the multipliers. Fight on the objectives. You absolute clown. I don't understand. Let's see, there's 6 caps, 8 caps, 11, 13, 14. So the rest of my team got 14 caps. I got 8. I got more than 33% of our caps by myself. And that's my job, right? I should have that number. But there's got to be people holding the points. There's got to be people killing the people that are stopping me from capping. I mean, that person, Mars, just had the run of our ×3 multiplier. And because they owned a ×3 multiplier so completely, it meant that we had to hold and control middle. But we also weren't holding and controlling middle. So, because that's the only way, right? If you've got if somebody is just owning your multiplier, your ×3 multiplier, then either you have to equally be owning their ×3 multiplier, or you have to be holding on to mid to try and keep things even. And that can become very difficult. And it shifts the entire game, right? So normally the thing you fight over, you each have your side. You have a ×2 and a ×3, so everybody's got a ×5. And then you fight over the one in the middle, which is basically an 8-point swing, right? So you've got everybody's at ×5, somebody goes up to ×9, which gives them a 4-point advantage, and then you fight over that one. But if somebody on the other team can just go over to your point and keep you from ever getting it back, then now you're not at a ×5 and a ×5. You're at a ×8 and a ×2, fighting over that extra ×4. And every time they get it, they go up to a ×12. And every time you get it, you only go up to a ×6, and they're still winning. So if something like that has happened, you have to have the situational awareness to go kill that person repeatedly. You cannot let them just control your ×3 multiplier like that. And I would love to do something about it, but that's not My build can't do that. I can't kill them. I can't collision them. I can't anything. I'm only 6,400 on my CP. I am focused on one thing, and that one thing I'm focused on is capping. But I'm losing all of my fucking rank now. Today has been such an awful day. It is so frustrating. 4 losses. I don't think my scores have been going down necessarily. So I don't really understand what's going on. Right? My contributions are still very much the same. I'm still getting lots of captures. I'm still running around picking up lots of boxes. I'm still getting good points. I'm still getting good ranks on a per game basis. But it feels to me like every game I've been in, my entire team is just balled up in the middle fighting the entire time. And it always feels like every time I go to one of the outsides to try and get a cap, I am just drastically outnumbered. And the other team always seems to be more focused on those outside points than I am, or than my team is. And I don't, like, just like it can't be random that I was getting on good teams and had a high win rate early on. It also can't be random that I'm just getting on bad teams and losing now, right? That's not how that works. If you're losing, it's your fault. If you're winning, it's your fault. So I don't know if I've stopped doing something that I used to do more of. Maybe it was the switch out of some of my old collision. But I never really held points very much, right? I was always very active about moving around and capturing. And I didn't worry so much about capture or about stopping people from capturing points back. I just went and captured them. Maybe it's that more people who are higher CP are understanding that having a good capture / control tank is extremely powerful, because I do feel like I get collisioned off of points a lot more now. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's more people with some alternative CC. The problem is I can't react to the meta, right? So if things are changing, if people are doing new things, I don't have any Lucent to react to the meta. So the build that I'm in right now and the path that I'm going down is the only path that I can go down. So, because it's just so hard to get new gear in this game and to gear up new pieces. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I keep losing today. Same thing happened yesterday, right? We went from only 2 losses a day to we had 4 losses yesterday or 5 losses yesterday. We've already had 4 losses today. So the first 2 days we were just on cloud 9, right? 75% win rate, just absolute fucking crushing. And then all that garbage happened with all the Lucent. And now, I don't know, I feel super weak compared to everybody else. Don't know what to do about it. Don't know how to get back up there. Maybe it's that it's the weekend. Maybe all the pay-to-win players only really play on the weekends because, they have jobs. Maybe it'll change during the week. Because today's Sunday, right? Yeah. don't know, man. I don't know. It's upsetting, though. I do feel good about the way my build is running for the thing that I'm trying to do. We are getting a lot of caps in. We do absorb a lot of attacks when we're around the big ball. You know, a lot of people, especially when we're trying to cap mid and stuff, a lot of people attack me, and then that person just got a speed multiplier or a speed buff. And I'm not going to get a speed buff. Oh, I did. Nice. But yeah, it seems like I can hold my ground, right? I can do the thing that I'm trying to do. Ooh, except right here. Fuck me. Everybody's still running past this. What is going on? Not a single person on my team has stopped to capture this. I'm so confused sometimes, man. Like, I understand that I didn't stop to capture it first, but I think that the goals that I go for are unique enough in the early game. I think the goals that I go for are unique enough in the early game that if I don't go for them, guaranteed nobody else will. And so I need to go for the speed buff and start doing the capping. And I can't take on the responsibility of that first spot as my responsibility, right? Why are there a million people in our fucking backfield? If their whole team is in our backfield, why are we losing everything else? That's fucking stupid. Yeah, how are there this many strong people? Did I accidentally switch to my freaking orb again? I was definitely on my sword and shield. You don't matter. I mean, there's just nobody else out. Our whole team is just AFK in the fucking spawn or fighting over a ×2 multiplier. Stop fighting over the ×2 multiplier. It is nothing. It is the least valuable piece of real estate in the entire freaking game. 100% of our resources are currently going towards securing the least valuable thing we can. What a joke, dude. Can I please have a speed capture buff? I need a speed capture buff. Oh look, we finally got our ×2 multiplier. Isn't that something? Yay for us. And we're back to fighting over our ×2 multiplier again. What a joke.
This is no ordinary product. It is
you tried using the storage? Very good.
I don't know what to do anymore. Pretty obviously not going to be able to compete in the battlegrounds anymore. I'm sure eventually I could, but until I'm, 1,500 more CP, that's not going to happen. So, yeah, I guess the party's over. Guess the party's over.
Take a look at the contracts.
Do you want to use the contract coins that you earned through contracts?
This is no ordinary product. It is something truly unique, something that brings dignity to any space.
Can't believe I've dropped all the way down to almost 300. That is fucking pathetic. Shouldn't even be allowed to play video games. What a waste of time. I'm not going to be able to be enjoying my time anymore for the rest of the day. I'm way too frustrated. I'm way too disappointed in myself right now. So we're going to have to call it for the day. And I'm just going to have to come back tomorrow after some time off and some sleep and try and be in a better mood because it's not happening today. So I'm sorry, everyone. I got to go. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. And I will see you all on the next one.